Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with lesson 2. We want to talk about acid, bases and salts. In this lesson we are going to describe how water molecules can break into positive and negative ions. Then we want to describe the behavior of acid and bases in water. At the end we want to compare between weak and strong acids and bases. To start our lesson, I want you to think about the substance around you. For example, for lemon juice, vinegar, these substances are acids. But for example, for the soap, the shampoo, and window cleaner, these are bases. These substances, acids and bases, to understand the difference between them, I want you to watch this video and please take notes.
It's cleaning time. Every Sunday, Taylor's family do laundry and tidy up the house so it's clean for the week ahead. They have many different cleaners in here, some of which are acids and others are bases. Oh look! Here's one that has a salt in it too. Did you know that a lot of research and development goes into making these cleaning products? Click each of the highlighted products to learn more. When done, click on the next button to get a closer look at acids, bases, and salts, and discover what gives them their properties. Can you smell that? Sometimes when it has rained a lot, the drains get smelly. A simple remedy Taylor's family uses to eliminate bad smells is to pour a cup of vinegar down the drain. Vinegar kills smelly microorganisms that can't live in an acidic environment. Fingerprints and smudges on the window are so annoying. Fortunately, ammonia, a base, can clean these messes right off a window. Spray a little, then wipe. Look! You can see through the window now. This load of laundry is pretty big. Better use extra laundry detergent to make sure it gets clean. Many laundry detergents contain sodium carbonate, which is a type of salt.
Okay, so from these examples, we can note different examples in our life, acids, base, and salt. And I wanted to put in your mind, salt, it doesn't mean only the table salt that we eat. There are different types of salts, okay? So in general, we want to define what does an acid and a base mean in general. Actually, for acids and bases are chemicals that increase the number of ions present in water solution when they dissolve. We want to explain this. What does that mean? What are these ions we're talking about? We will talk about it now. And we said lemon juice and vinegar, they contain acid. Shampoo and window cleaner both contain bases. So what does the definition mean? They increase the number of ions. What does that mean? To understand this, if you have a sample of water, for example, you have a cup of water, pure water, okay? It contains molecules of H2O. Another molecule of H2O, a lot of hundreds of H2O molecules. But if you make like chemical analysis, you will find not all the cup it contains H2O, H2O, H2O. Some water molecules, they split, or they can make what they break apart and give ions. What does that mean? Yani, if you have this first molecule H2O, the first one, number one, this one, okay? Sometimes water molecule, they will break apart like this, and this water molecule, it will give hydrogen ion to other water molecule. So the first one, it will lose H, so it will be instead of 2 hydrogen atoms with oxygen, it will be OH. This one, OH, is an ion. It has a charge. It's called now, it has a negative charge. It's called what? Hydroxide. So this one, it's called hydroxide. Okay? The second one now will take the other molecule, water molecule. It will take this hydrogen atom from the first one. This is the second one. It will take it, so it will have extra hydrogen now. So it will form H3 instead of 2. It will make what? H3O with a charge. Its charge, it's positive. This ion, it's called now what? It's called hydronium. So again, not all the water sample it will form hydroxide and hydronium. Some you will find like a small part. If you make like chemical analysis, like hydroxide ions and hydronium ions. From where these ions are formed? Because one of the H2O, it will break apart and give its hydrogen to other water molecule, so it will lose the hydrogen. It will have only one hydrogen, so it will form hydroxide with a negative charge. This part is important. The other molecule, the other water molecule, it will make what? It will take this hydrogen and it will take it have now what? It has how many hydrogen atoms now? It has 3 hydrogen atoms, so it will form hydronium ion, which is H3O with a charge positive. Okay, so this part here is very important. Maybe it's hard for you. It's weird for you how the water, it's not only H2O, but actually a part or some of H2O, it will break apart and give hydronium ion and hydroxide ion. So water is made up, as you know, of H2O. In any given sample of water, if you have a cup of water now, the water that you have, it contains a small number of these molecules break apart to form hydronium ions, H3O plus, and hydroxide ions, OH negative 1. Okay, our lesson is about acid and base. What is the relationship about these? What I'm talking about now? Actually, an acid, if you look at an acid, this acid will increase what? The number of positively charged H3O plus ion. Yani, for acids, all acids, how they are interact with water, they will increase the number of positively charged ions. They will increase what? Hydronium ion when it dissolves in water. Okay, what about bases? Bases what? Increase number of negatively charged. It's the opposite. It will increase number of what? Negatively charged ions when it dissolves in water. Okay, so this is the difference between acid and base. When you dissolve acid in water, it will increase number of hydronium ion. Yani it will give, the acid that you have, if you dissolve it in water, it will give extra hydrogen for the water, because all acids in their molecules, they have hydrogen. Okay, so they give hydrogen to water, so it will make what? H3O plus, a lot of it. But what about bases? If you look at the chemical formula of bases, they have hydroxide. Most of them, they have hydroxide ion. So when they are dissolved in water, they will give more hydroxide ion for the water. I want you to understand this more now. I want to show you a video. Please take notes while you are watching this one. Take the notes written.
Have you ever wondered what makes an acid or a base a base? Acids and bases change the concentration of hydronium ions or hydroxide ions in water. Click the images to learn more. Water molecules can break apart to form hydroxide ions. The free hydrogen ions that are left combine with other water molecules to form hydronium ions. A small amount of hydroxide and hydronium ions exists in pure water. Our stomachs contain hydrochloric acid, which helps digest food by breaking it into smaller parts. When hydrochloric acid is added to water, the acid breaks apart into hydrogen and chlorine ions, and the free hydrogen ions join with water molecules to form hydronium ions. An acid is any compound that increases the amount of hydronium ions when dissolved in water.
Okay, I want you to look at this example. This example, it's about hydrochloric acid. If you look at hydrochloric acid, the chemical formula is HCl. This hydrochloric acid here, look at it. It has hydrogen with chlorine. Okay? When hydrochloric acid is dissolved in water, okay, this hydrogen from hydrochloric acid, it will be given to what? To water. So it will form H3O plus hydronium ion, and the Cl here, it will be alone as ion, negative charge ion. Okay, so that means the acid increases the amount of hydronium ions when dissolved in water. For example, if you have a sulfuric acid, which is H2SO4. Sorry, this one, it should be H2SO4. This is the chemical formula of sulfuric acid. Okay, the same thing when they dissolve in water. As you see here, it has hydrogen. It will give hydrogen to what? To water, and it will form what? It will form hydronium ion, which means the acids, all acids, increase amount of hydronium ion when they dissolve in water. Let's look at at bases.
Sodium hydroxide is a base used in manufacturing soap. It's also used in drain and industrial cleaners. When sodium hydroxide is added to water, it breaks apart, forming sodium ions and hydroxide ions. A base is any compound that increases the number of hydroxide ions when dissolved in water.
Okay. We said for bases, in their chemical formula, what do they have? They have OH, hydroxide. When you dissolve it in water, it will break apart and it will give a lot of hydroxide ions in the water. So it will increase number of hydroxide atom in water. So it will split like this, Na from OH. OH, it's a negative charge. Na, it's ion with a positive charge. So a base increases the amount of hydroxide ions when dissolved in water. For example, KOH, which is potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide, it's also what? It's a base. The same thing, when you dissolve it in water, they will split from each other, okay, and they will give to the water OH, negative charge hydroxide ion, okay, and they will give the I'm talking potassium here, negative here, should be negative, okay, and it will give what? A positive charge of potassium. So these are for bases. To understand this, you have in your book page 279 two examples, actually the same thing. It's about for NaOH and hydrochloric acid. I want you to make it like a homework for you, and it's a homework, and write solve question 6 and solve question 7. I want to give you a note for you. Not all bases, okay, they have a hydroxide. Not all bases they have hydroxide. Some bases like ammonia. I want to show you the chemical formula of ammonia now. This is the chemical formula of ammonia, which is NH3. Ammonia, it's a base, but for ammonia, it doesn't contain OH group. It doesn't contain hydroxide group ion. Hydroxide ion. It doesn't contain it. Okay? Type. How it's a base? How it will increase number of hydroxide now? Actually, some bases like ammonia, they don't have a hydroxide ion. When you dissolve them in water, okay, they have the ability to take the hydrogen ion from water. So they will take this hydrogen from water and form hydroxide ion. So when NH3 take the hydrogen from water, it will be, instead of NH3, what? It will be NH4 positive. Okay? Now water here, when ammonia took the hydrogen, it will be, instead of water, it will be like OH ion, like hydroxide ion, negative charge. So this one, how some bases, they don't have hydroxide, but they also increase what number of hydroxide ion in the sample that you have. I want you to put in your mind, pure water without anything, it contains hydroxide and it contains hydronium ion, but it's not like the solution that contain base and acid. For base, it has more hydronium ion. For acid, they have more hydronium ion in the sample than pure water. Okay, and for bases, they have more hydroxide ion than a pure sample of water, if you want to compare them. Okay, now we want to talk about what is the difference between strong and weak acid and bases.